Today, I'm going to take 5 comics that I want to see formed into the movie universe with as much love and care as the other movies have, and just get to experience it and love it. And okay, I'm getting a little crazy there, but let's talk about top 5 comics that should be turned into movies in the Marvel world. Coming in at number 5 is Thor, God Butcher. Now, I know it would be kind of a radical change from the Thor we have now, who's more funny and more laid back and more goofy, and it worked really well in Ragnarok. But God, would I love to see a final Thor movie where Thor faces one of his greatest enemies ever, the God Butcher. This could be an epic storyline with some of the greatest fights. And just seeing Thor, who was badass in Infinity War, actually fight almost to the death with 2 other Thors, a younger and older version, would be epic as shit. I mean, this is like Dragon Ball Z level fighting, and it just would look great on screen, especially with Chris Hemsworth, who we just love now as Thor. He is Thor. He embodies Thor. I would love to see this. This is one of my favorite or best storylines for Thor, and I would like to see this translated into the movie universe. Coming in at number 4 is Nova. Now, Nova, I can talk about old Nova, but I really like Sam. Sam came in a few years ago as this young, half Spanish, half white, I believe, kid who kind of just is given this armor, this suit to protect people with. And he's the only Nova really left in this timeline. And I really like this. I think this is a great way to introduce younger audience to the Marvel Universe as well. And we all love the new Spider-Man. He's great, he's funny, he's goofy, but he's the only kid on the whole team. I would like to see more kids or teenagers who really have to deal with it and how they react, and getting that optimism of being a hero to fight for the better good. Not to mention Nova's armor is badass, and I would love to see the battling with that. So yeah, and then we could create a cool little champions team next to Avengers. So yes, Nova should be introduced. In my honest opinion, I would love to see Sam as the user. I think his storyline, Nova Origins, was great and definitely worth picking up, by the way, but that would translate really well into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I know some people are going to go crazy on this choice, but Captain America Sam Wilson. I personally really enjoyed this storyline. At first, I thought it was very heavy-handed, but as it went on, it got a lot more in deep depth of why the systematic world is what it is today. And just like Black Panther, I think they can do a really great job on the screen of pushing some social issues into their movie, but still giving you a Sam Wilson you're gonna love. A lot of people really enjoy Falcon. He's one of the best side characters right now. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to pick Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Now, I know we just introduced Peter into the MCU, so give him a couple of more movies, but I want to do it a little bit different than what they do in the comic world. Where the comic world, it's like mentor and following his footsteps. I'd rather them team up, be partners. Yeah, let Miles be a little younger, but let them kind of be a team. I think it would be cool, like the Spider-Men. It kind of sounds weird, but my point is, I just want to see them team up and make it different than the comic. But I really like Miles. I do. I think he's a different type of human than Peter. Peter is very quick-witted, but also really corny. Miles is more dude, what's wrong with you? Type of very sarcastic style. And I would rather have them play off each other. I think that would be a really interesting thing. Plus, you already have Danny Glover, who would be awesome as the Prowler, which they're kind of alluding to. It would be great to see him as the villain, or maybe change his role and be a hero to Miles and how he becomes a superhero. So either way, I really do hope that we get some Miles Morales in the MCU. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to sign another contract. I know with Spider-Verse, but I would love to really see him come into this universe. I think he's a great character and can add some great chemistry to Peter's life and make them bounce off each other. And coming in at number 1 is The Vision. Now, The Vision is a standalone story you can read right now. I've given it so much praise. People have probably seen it on some of my lists, but I can't talk enough about this. This Hitchcockian style storyline is so well done. It can fit into its own movie. Now, I know the vision we have in this universe might not make too much sense, but what if, now that Infinity War is over, no spoilers, but what if after that we have Vision kind of living a different life, and one that doesn't make sense, and the storyline is super weird, and that would make very similar to the Vision comic, and I think they can amp it up and be very creepy and kind of talk about the world of what is human and what is to be human. So I would really love to see this storyline on the movie screen, even if they change it up a little, just to have the same style and tone. God, if David Fincher would grab this, I know he won't, but still, I would love to see something like that. This could be one of the greatest storylines to go from comic into the movie world. But really, all these that I listed, I really love. I would love to see some form of it, even if it's not exactly like the comic, get into the movie verse and talk about the subjects of that storyline in some way or another. Something like Old Man Logan, while it's a fun comic, I think the movie was 10 times better and still had the themes and ideas, but just did it more maturely and much better. I don't mind if they take some of these and change it. I just want to see these kind of translate into the movie world. So I'm going to shut up now. I hope that you have some suggestions. Put them below of comics that you love, that you would love to see translate into the movie world. And everybody else, have a good day.